Like what we do? Consider supporting the channel by becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the description below. And as always, please, enjoy the story.
Standing directly in front of me and staring with a vacant expression, my father says nothing. Not even Ivy says a word. It's like we're all frozen in time or something. Unable to look at his oddly blank expression for more than a microsecond, I feel my chest tightening and my skin crawling. My breathing quickens and my head feels like it's going to explode as my blood pressure spikes. I had panic attacks before, and this sure did feel like the start of one. It's not what you think, I say, desperately trying to control my hand from noticeably shaking. His silence was deafening. He was making me feel moments away from a meltdown. It's not what I think, he ponders after a moment's thought, placing his bags down on his side. And what do you think I think this is, Jordan? He's doing it for me, Ivy blurts out, rushing to stand by my side. Still looking down at the floor, too terrified to look up at his now judgmental eyes, Ivy reaches down to my trembling hand and grabs it tight. As I felt her soft hand comfort mine, I no longer felt like I was facing the music alone. Ivy, Dad replies impatiently, is your name Jordan now? Ivy grips my hand tighter. I forced him to wear it, Dad, Ivy urgently continues, now frantically talking in haste. He broke my makeup doll and I forced him into being my model as punishment. Cautiously looking up in my father's direction, I hoped that he'd buy her story. I know she's not telling the whole truth, but it had to be somewhat believable. His expression wasn't giving anything away. Is that right? He mumbles slowly, sounding like he doesn't believe her. It's the truth, Ivy desperately pleads. Dad then grumbles and sighs. Those sounds don't fill me with any confidence. It was like he was putting two and two together. I have no idea how he's going to react if I tell him the actual truth. I'm not even sure I have the strength to tell him. I mean, I couldn't even admit it to Mom earlier either. Ivy, hush now, Dad demands. Let your brother explain. Please. I glance up at him. As he gazes down at me with expectant eyes, a lump forms in the back of my throat as I feel sweat rolling down my back. Like Ivy said, I say anxiously, talking straight down at my feet. She forced me. Oh? He replies with skepticism. Is that the whole, honest truth? Yes! Ivy screams, now getting quite animated. Dad rolls his eyes and scratches the back of his head. A small smile appears on his face as he takes his eyes off me for the first time since he got home. Okay, he says sarcastically, holding his hands up in surrender to calm Ivy down. A huge wave of relief washes over me. Am I in the clear? Did I get away with it? Ivy, you're just like your mother, he lightheartedly scoffs, giving Ivy a quick glance. Real firecracker, eh? Then, almost causing me to audibly gasp, he turns back to look me directly in the eyes once more. Are you sure? He asks me, leaning in. Are you sure there is not something else you want to tell us? I feel the heat of embarrassment wash over my face once more. Does he not believe Ivy? Why does he keep asking? Nervously staring back, unable to look away out of fear, I watch him slowly pull a very stupid-looking grin. Ivy squeezes my hand once more to show support. Well, he flippantly asks, is there something you want to tell me, Jordan? Or has a cat got your tongue? I try to speak, but I can't. Ivy's tight grip on my hand is the only thing stopping me from falling off a cliff right now. I'm so glad she's standing beside me. Hey, honey, Mom joyfully interrupts, greeting our father as she barges in from the living room just in time to save me. Dad instantly looks away and greets her. He smiles and pecks her gently on the cheek. Doesn't Jordan look cute? Mom comments, kissing him back on the lips. Dad quickly glances at me, then turns back to Mom. He does. Oddly. Reminds me of you, sweetheart. Mom chuckles and gives me a beaming smile. Do you remember when I had blonde hair like that? She asks playfully. Nowadays, I could only wish to have a figure like his. That's what I thought too! Ivy laughs, still gripping my hand tight. He makes such a good model. I think he actually fits that costume better than I would. Did they tell you, Leon? Mom asks Dad. That Jordan broke Ivy's makeup head? Yeah, just now. Funny how he's ending up being Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? I bet he didn't see that coming. Yeah, I'm sure Ivy's been very persuasive, Dad replies, rubbing the back of his head once more. Thought he was Ivy when I came in. He humorously continues with a dry smile. Turning to look at Ivy, she turns and winks at me. I think we both had the same thought at that moment. We are totally getting away with it. My secret passion is safe for now. Okay then, gang, Mom declares, clapping her hands together. Time for us to think about some dinner. What do we all fancy? Dad chuckles to himself before landing his hand roughly on my shoulder. He pulls me next to him and I stumble a little in my heels.
Afternoon tea? He teasingly laughs. Or are we too late for that?
Ivy quickly lets go of my hand, then rubs her forehead in exasperation. Ugh, Dad! She sarcastically whines. Such a rubbish joke. You're not funny, you know. Dad then points at her in a joking manner. Is it off with my head? He humorously mocks in reply. I think we've found our Queen of Hearts over here. Then that must make you the Mad Hatter, then, Ivy quips, rolling her eyes. Huh. Dad laughs. You kids. Yeah, Ivy replies, flippantly, grabbing my hand to pull me away from Dad. Come on, Jordan. Time for us to remove your makeup. Dad then throws his arm around my shoulder and gently stops me from being tugged away. I look up at him worried, but oddly, he's giving me a very friendly and comforting smile. Ivy, I want to have a quick, private word with Jordan, he says softly. It won't take a minute. Is that okay? Looking a little worried, Ivy's eyes grow wide as she looks at me in terror. I give her an extremely worried look in return. What does he want now? Sure, Ivy slowly answers, letting go of my hand and backing away. Don't be too long. I feel my heart kicking back into overdrive once more as Ivy moves past us. As she disappears into the living room, Dad moves in front of me. I look up at him with concern as he puts both hands on my shoulders. Am I in trouble? I ask, terrified of his answer. No, he replies, puzzled, raising an eyebrow. Have you done something that would get you in trouble? I rub my arm and look away. Don't look so worried, Jordan. Dad cheerfully chuckles, squeezing my shoulder softly. You're making me feel like I'm some sort of monster or something. Sorry, I respond meekly, trying to shake his hands from my shoulders. Sorry for what? I'm not sure. Dad sighs and lets go of my shoulders. He takes a step back and looks me up and down. This is so strange. With you dressed like that. He laughs. I feel like I'm talking to your sister. My face grows bright red. Listen, he continues, placing his hands on my shoulders once more. I just wanted to tell you to not let your sister boss you around, Jordan. Remember, if you side with the ladies in this house, it leaves me outnumbered. Huh? What? Yeah, right. Could you imagine? He bashfully mumbles. Think I'd have to go live in the shed if that happens. Not answering, I just stare at the genuine look on his face. I can't tell if he's being serious or joking. Dad then takes his hands off me and steps back. Scratching the back of his head nervously, he gives me a mischievous smile. Don't tell your mom I said that, he says with an awkward smile. Is that all you want, Dad? I ask, desperate to get away. Oh, right, he replies, focusing again on my outfit. No, that wasn't what I wanted to say. I give him an impatient look. Honestly, he's never usually like this. Maybe he's just as nervous as I am? I just want to tell you, he says softly, then pauses to give me a serious look. If you ever want to talk to me about anything at all, please don't hesitate. You're my son, and I'm here for you. Thank you, I impatiently reply, still desperate to get away. Good talk, he says with a beaming smile. Now, go let Ivy take that makeup off you. It's messing with my mind. Honestly, you look the splitting image of your mother when she was your age. Shaking his head from side to side in a joking manner, he stands and begins to walk off. "Oh, Queen of Hearts!" he jokingly shouts as he walks away. "Alice is ready to leave Wonderland now.